$7,000 in arrears from tenants who haven't paid rent during the pandemic. She made a list of 53 residents owing more than $5,000. She then submitted the landlord portion of the paperwork that is necessary for those people to have their rent paid by the state's federally funded $2.4 billion relief program. But only 4 tenants, Gojak said, have so far done their part to apply for the program. We called them, she said, of the 53 tenants, adding that some told her, "Leave me alone and don't bother me." Lakeisha Morris, who heads the Catholic Charities program the city is paying to help people in much of Manhattan sign up for rent relief, sees the challenge far differently. While the not-for-profit has struggled to get up to speed on the complicated process, it has submitted 138 applications on behalf of clients and helped 200 with the online portal. Tenants are starting to pay attention to the program, she said. She said, "We are getting walk-ins who want to apply." And nearly a month after the state officially opened applications for the rent relief program, real estate and tenant advocates agree that the program is off to a rocky start due to frustrating technical difficulties on top of a complicated process that can take 2 or more hours to complete. But they disagree over whether most tenants are enthusiastic about taking advantage of a program that will pay a year's worth of rent and guarantee no eviction for a year, or whether some residents are gaming the system to extend the time they can live in a unit rent-free. The program, known as the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, EARP, is funded by money for rent relief appropriated in the December and Biden pandemic relief bills. After a previous effort last year resulted in very little money reaching tenants, the state turned the program over to the Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance. So the agency also told the city Friday that the number of applications now tops 100,000. So to qualify, tenants owing back rent must make less than 80% of the area median income and show their income was affected by the pandemic. Next, we have summer camp teaches social skills that remote learning has taken away. At Camp Puzzle Piece in Penfield, New York, staff members work with children with cognitive social delays to build social skills and coping strategies. However, no diagnosis is required to participate. What we do is we work on those don't forget to use your strategies. Take a deep breath, ask to take a break. You need to go for a walk, and helping to coach the kids through these situations, said Jen Hackett. She's the camp executive's director. CPP runs a summer day camp called Community Connections. Beyond the usual summer recreational activities, there are also one-on-one and group workshops to enhance kids' abilities to navigate social interactions, which is so needed, especially not having to be able to do that for over a year. And one of the things that happens to our kids is that they get frustrated, Hackett said. They might not be able to do something. They can't read something, and they don't know how to deal with those feelings. And they might even act out. But the format goes, this is what they do. They teach the social skill, practice the social skill, then use the social skill. For example, Hackett said, a day's theme might be introducing yourself. So they talk about introducing yourself, then they learn the steps to it. Then they practice it. So what else? Some people with autism struggle with making eye contact. That is very true. And if you think about it, when you're on a Zoom conference call, you're looking right into someone's face, right? Right. So Hackett said that the ongoing isolation saw some students withdrawing into their inner worlds and doing something called scripting. She said that's when a student could, for instance, replay an entire episode of a favorite show in their mind and word for word. So at the camp, Hackett plans to help students come out of those safe spaces and learn ways of coping with the world around them. Sounds exciting. Good information. And next we have, very interesting story, an unmarried Catholic teacher. She got pregnant. She was fired. A lawsuit that filed in New Jersey is testing the First Amendment limits of religious freedom. When a Catholic school art teacher was asked to take on extra responsibilities, she requested a raise, explaining that she was about to have a baby. Weeks later, she was fired from her New Jersey elementary school. The principal, a Roman Catholic nun, told her she was being terminated because she was pregnant and unmarried. And that's what court records show. The woman sued. Her daughter is now 7, but the lawsuit remains in limbo. Caught in a years-long back and forth between New Jersey's trial and appellate courts, an appeals court has twice sided with the ex-teacher, Victoria Cristello. But last month, the state's highest court, acting on an appeal by the school, agreed to hear the case, signaling a willingness to wade into the highly charged debate over the relationship between the government and religion. Sex out of wedlock violates a fundamental Catholic belief that the school in this instance felt it could not overlook. And that was lawyers for St. Teresa's wrote in a petition to the state Supreme Court. Ms. Cristello's lawyer, Thomas A. McKinney, says that the case is as much as about gender discrimination and sexual double standards as it is about First Amendment rights. But the principal acknowledged in depositions that she made no effort to determine if other staff members, very true, including men, were engaged in extramarital sex, and that's also in the court records. Ms. Cristello's lawsuit was twice tossed out by trial court judges, only to be restored each time on appeal. Her lawyer is seeking to differentiate the case from the Supreme Court decision that expanded the ministerial exception. Our Lady of Guadalupe School versus Morrissey Bureau stressed that Mrs. Cristello taught art and not religion. She was first hired as an aide in preschool classroom, he said, and had never taught religion. So depending on the outcome, it could attract the attention of the United States Supreme Court. And we'll be looking forward to that and keep updated on that information for you. Next, lawmakers sue NYPD, saying that they were pepper sprayed and beaten. State Senator Zelnor Myrie and Assemblywoman Diana Richardson says police used illegal tactics against them during last year's protests. Two New York lawmakers who said they were surrounded, beaten with bicycles, and pepper sprayed by the police during a Black Lives Matter protest in Brooklyn last year filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against the city on Monday, adding to the blizzard of litigation over the police department's conduct during the protests. The suit from State Senator Zelnor Myrie and Assemblywoman Diana Richardson accuses the police of violating their free speech rights, assaulting them, and illegally detaining Mr. Myrie. It names Mayor Bill de Blasio, Police Commissioner Dermot Shea, and 6 individual officers as defendants. The experience was a painful and humiliating reminder that following the rules and complying with police officers does not protect Black Americans from police brutality, not even Black Americans who have ascended to elected office, the suit states. Both lawmakers are Black, though the suit does not accuse the police of singling them out because of their race. The city law department and the police department did not immediately respond on Monday to requests for the comment on the suit. But the police in New York have faced widespread criticism for responding to protests against police brutality with violence last May and June during the nationwide demonstrations that followed the killings of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. There were more than 2,000 arrests in New York, and video after video shows officers, including white-shirted commanders, punching, beating, and shoving protesters, often without apparent provocation. The City Department of Investigation concluded that many officers violated protesters' civil rights, and Mr. de Blasio personally apologized for the police's conduct. Only a handful of officers have faced significant discipline. The police have said that more than 400 officers were injured during the protests, including 260 who were hospitalized, and that protesters caused more than $800,000 in damage to police vehicles. But this is what I'm saying. So when we have our things, can we have a break on the police being there? Have them banned? I don't know. Good question. Well, we're going to go into a break, and we'll be right back with my guest. And my name is Kim Seabrook. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV. Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV. Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV. Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV. Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV. Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
And welcome back to Millennium TV 24. I'm Kim Seabrook, and today, my guest, we have Styles Lewis. Hi, Miss Styles.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a self-proclaimed fashionista. You've been working in the industry for quite some years. You dress and style people mainly for photo shoots and events. But in the last 2 years, you've been doing a little bit something different. You've been gathering women in person and now online to talk relations and now talk finances. So give us this is great. So give us some insight on, your history with the fashion and then how you transformed into doing what you're doing now.
Fantastic. My name is Styles Lewis, and I am in New York City. I'm a Bronx girl. I've been in fashion for many years, doing everything from wardrobe styling to backstage work for Fashion Week, New York City Fashion Week, like all types of stuff. Now, fast forward, in the last, let's say 2019, maybe between 2015 to 2019, I was heavy into nightlife and restaurants and hospitality. Now, when COVID hit,
it's changed. I laugh because it has changed so many people's lives. Some for the best, and some sadly for the worst. But go ahead, please.
Right. So so from 2015 to 2019, I was heavy into nightlife and restaurant stuff, and I've always done it here or there. But I finally was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do events. Like I got excited about it. I'm gonna do events. I'm gonna do VIP. This is my section. I'm gonna stay here in this space. And I'll dress people whenever it comes up. No, didn't happen like that. COVID hits, everyone's stuck at home. you just hear the numbers going up of people dying, be it from COVID or killing themselves or whatever the case may be. I'm like, we need to connect. So we started with a girl talk session, just talking, just getting online, getting on the Zoom, and just gathering people I knew. Then I started saying invite people. Then we started posting it on IG. And then as time went on, maybe after about 6 months of that, and actually talking to people, and when people were saying, you know, we're planning for the end of the year, it's the end of 2020 now, everyone is talking finances. People were still trying to buy gifts last year. It was like, are y'all serious? So then we started talking about money. We just started talking about, like, how do you buy gifts when you're on unemployment and probably having, like one of the things you mentioned earlier, not, you know, the rent situation and all these things.
Exactly.
So we just started talking finances and budgeting, and one of my friends during the pandemic started a financial solution service business. So she was one of my first guests, just letting ladies know how to budget.
Right.
Zero.
Right. We have a financial news show with Miss Cynthia. Thank you, Miss Cynthia Abbott. It's called Money Talks here on Sunday also. So it's very important because a lot of us don't know what to do with our money, how to manage it, how to spend it, how to invest it. So it's very important, especially after the pandemic, during the pandemic, after, and going forward. We're not taught this.
And I think you noticed it even more during the pandemic because you're really at home looking like you're looking at your financial app like, oh, okay, no deposits, great.
Yes, that is the very truth. So how do you feel not being able, are you still doing designs and fashion styling right now at this point? How's it been?
Yeah, I was able to pivot. I was definitely able to pivot. And with these Zooms, you know, even like I told you earlier, I was like, I changed my dress. I mean, now we have to show up. For the most part, in the beginning, we were showing up and people were showing up any kind of way. And then now that this is about to be a whole way of life for people, you know, this virtual communication. So you don't want to look crazy or you don't want to show up your best, you know?
Right.
You want to show up at your best. You don't want to show up less than your best in these moments. So now I got a whole new career positioning to like help you with your bio pictures. What does it look like to, you know, look professional when on a Zoom? How should you look hosting and all these different things? Now I'm shopping for women. I'm shopping for women and giving tips out for their new lifestyles.
That is awesome to hear because, I mean, when you're home and then, you know, like even I've talked about not even wearing heels for a whole year, you know, or just once in the blue moon if you threw them on, you know, occasionally. But it's a whole transition. It's hard to adjust to that. How are you making other people adjust to, you know, being beautiful and stylish online?
So for the most part, I don't do it often, but I was trying to go live with other stylists just so that everyone can perk each other up, telling everyone how they see beauty is. You know, I just want women to know that regardless if you decided not to wear makeup for the whole year and that's not what you want to do anymore and you don't want to wear heels, that's fine, but we still should just show up for the occasion, whatever it might be. So have those go-to jersey knit dresses or that summer, you know, that summer dress that you could throw on, have a ponytail ready or that special red lip. You know, a red lip is powerful, you know, and so many women wear the lashes, but they're wearing the lashes with their scarves, and it's like, okay, now take the scarf off. I love the lashes, but take the scarf off, you know, show up with some earrings, and I think that's really just a little bit. That's all you really need. And look at this. We can't even see past our torso, so you just need a good top. Really.
I was going to say that because you know plenty of times people are not like, they may have their sweatpants on with a nice blouse on the top. Yeah, exactly. So how did you get into styling? How did that happen for you?
Many years ago, I've always been in fashion. I would credit my mom to some degree because she loved it as well. But at the end, she had me in all types of things, from etiquette school to dance class. I can't dance, but she had me in all types of things just to keep me motivated and busy. And fashion is one of the things I took to. So just like everyone else that's been in fashion, in some form of fashion, I went to retail, and from retail, I started working with some well-known designers and a few celebrities that opened up stores and stuff like that, and grew clothing lines, and I just kept building from there. I'm always behind the scenes though. But now in this new world in which we are in, you have to step from behind the scenes. You can't just be behind the scenes. Everyone wants to know who you are and what you look like. So, hi. I'm showing
Absolutely.
up now.
Absolute in style. Hello. So,
Yeah.
what is your overall passion? I know, as we just mentioned, everything just changes in the blink of an eye. And one thing you think you're going to be doing this, and then you're not. So, where do you see yourself? What is your overall goal with what you're doing? Whether it's with styling or whether it's with helping people personally, financings. What's the plan for Miss Styles Lewis, and
If I
how
can put, go ahead, and
and
how.
how is it going to help other people?
Okay,
As well.
so if I could put it all together, it's almost like two different worlds I'm living in, and I'm living them in the same timeline, or what do they say? Simultaneously, I'm living two different worlds. However, it's if I could put it all together, I want people to look good, but I want us to not break the bank to look good, and I want us to look good and feel good. So I'm really pushing women's confidence, women knowing about themselves that they are beautiful from the inside out. So having them being able to talk about their situations, but not in a rant or in a hate any type of other person type of being, just being able to express ourselves, articulate ourselves, look good doing it. And good is relative. You get what I'm saying? It's very relative. We don't all have to look like Halle Berry per se. We just have to look comfortable and be beautiful in what we're able to do. And then along with that, as we're growing, as I'm aging and maturing, I'm realizing we have to have money. We have children that we're having. We have younger people and family members that need us. We have to know our money, and that's something that I've been loose with for most of my life. I've just been like reckless and
Yeah, I
depending on
understand.
other people to help me. And now it's like, what can you do for yourself? And so since I had this thought, I figured other people had this thought, and so I just made the group. I'm just the resource connection. I just made the group so we could all learn and connect and build together. So I guess the mission is be financially fit and look good while doing
While
it.
doing it, that's a great motto. Yeah, you need to have that on the flyer when you do your thing.
I'm writing it down right
That's right. Copyright that. That's yours.
now. Period.
So, God, so you mentioned women, and this is why I had to ask this question because I was doing some research today trying to find events to promote for men. Do you want to help men? Don't you think they need some assistance in front of that camera, and instead of them looking at the camera like this, that's part of
Yes,
etiquette and
I love my men, and I want to help my men, and I want to help everybody. But in the COVID and all my University of YouTube and the different mentors I've had in the last year, it's just like niche down, get one thing that you do well,
Got
get
it.
that done, and then you could grow. So I figured I'll start with my ladies. I'm very comfortable in that space. I am a mom. I am a woman, and some of the things I'm telling them, you can see in me. I look like many people that I talk to already, so it's a little bit easier for me to say, girl, this looked great on you, or whatever the case may be, and actually connect with them in that sister vibe versus stepping out of, and it's not out of my comfort zone, because I used to do men's tailoring and suiting. It's just that it's just like the common thread that I just keep hearing is do one thing. You know what I mean? Get that one
Get
thing
that.
mastered and then move on. So
That's an excellent response. That's a perfect, beautiful way to respond. Absolutely. So I definitely understand. If it works, that's what works. Then don't
yes,
push it until you can get that
until I
on.
can grow to the next level.
Exactly. All right. Well, Ms. Styles, is there anything you want to tell us before we end? Actually, where can they find you? This is very important. This is information because people are having a hard time still dealing with Zoom and how to present themselves and how to be comfortable on there. And so this is very important information. So please, Style Lewis, tell them how they can find you, how we can get into these groups, and how you can assist them.
So again, my name is Styles Lewis, and my website is styleslewisnyc.com. So you can totally find me there, and I have a contact page that you can talk to me through there. And I'm on IG. I am on Facebook, but I'm not really a Facebook user, so I'm sorry about that. But
That's
I
okay.
am on IG as Styles Lewis 14. the number 14, Styles Lewis, STYLES,
Okay.
the number 14, and that's my IG page. And the groups are usually posted in Eventbrite, and then in my at the top of my bio on my IG page, there's usually a link when there's an event happening to say, hey, ladies, you could come to this next event. I usually post it in the link tree above in the bio. And this is just a space that I'm gonna keep growing. We used to do in person, and since the COVID, we started transitioning into virtual. But now that it's summertime, we can meet outside again and hang out. So
Yes.
soon another in-person event really soon.
Awesome. Well, please keep us updated, and we will definitely relay it to our viewers and the world. And Styles Lewis, I just want to thank you so much. Your energy is beautiful. Your presence is beautiful. Your time is appreciated. You're welcome. And I will see you around. We're going to go into a commercial break, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you, Ms. Styles Lewis.
Bye.
Bye.
Just cut off?
Yes.
All right, no problem. Did you record, and are you able to send me a copy?
I got you. We're going to go into a commercial break. Can we please go into a break? Welcome to Millennium TV 24. I tell you, I'm waiting to go on a break, so we'll be right back again. Millennium TV 24. This is a good look in the news. I just had Styles Lewis on, who provided us with some great information. Well, she provides groups to help with some great information. And where is my technical staff at? Ridiculous. Need to go into a commercial break. This is Kim Seabrook, Millennium TV 24. It's a good look in the news. Or should I just continue with the news? You want me to continue with the news and then go into another break? Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm not gonna do that. I would like to go into the news and keep going, but unfortunately there's a split screen, so I'm just waiting for this to be resolved. And then I'll do the news when it's done correctly. Like, you don't see what's going on here?
He's disconnected. We are not telling you to take the break. When you take yourself.
We can hear you. I need to take a break. I'm not doing the news until it's done right. Now we can do the news again with world news.
Millennium
and
TV,
now we're
bridging
going to go into a
communities
break.
worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV. Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
I apologize for any technical difficulties, and this is just the world of the entertainment business. This is what happens. But we're going to move on to world news. Pakistan militants used drones to bomb Indian air base. In first for border conflict, 2 explosions that rocked on an Indian Air Force station in the northern region of Jammu were attacks caused by explosive-laden drones and orchestrated by Pakistan-based Taiba terror group, according to the Indian police and ministry sources. And what it is to believe that it's to kind of attack on the airbase station in the country, 2 Indian Air Force personnel suffered minor injuries in the blast. Following the initial investigation, it has been revealed that the Pakistan-based terror group was attempting to target the air traffic control tower of the airbase with 1 drone, and another was either intended to bomb a Park IAF helicopter or the radar. The 2 IEDs weighing around 5 to 6 kilograms with RDX as the main explosive charge were dropped at a distance of 50 yards from each other. That's a senior security official has stated. One charge was some 40 yards from the ATC, while the other was around the same distance from the parked helicopter. But the handlers missed the target, and that was maybe due to the faulty execution or high wind factor. The suspected twin drone strike that happened just minutes apart took place about 14.5 kilometers away from the international border with neighboring Pakistan after midnight on Sunday. But one blast blew off a portion of the roof of a building in the technical section of the airbase, while another exploded in open space. And hours after the blast shook the airbase, police in India's restive Jammu and Kashmir arrested a man allegedly with a cache of 4-kilogram explosives that was suspected to be used for another blast in a crowded place. Jammu and Kashmir Police Chief Dilbagh Singh said that they averted another IED blast by Pakistan-based out LET by seizing the explosive. The airbase in the southern city of Jammu is in the Indian-controlled part of Kashmir. There has been a long-standing dispute between India and Pakistan over the Jammu and Kashmir region. The valley is governed by both in parts, but claimed in its entirety by both India and Pakistan. India and Pakistan in February reached an agreement to stop cross-border firing along the line of control, and that's a demarcated border that separates the two countries. What else is going on in this world? As many as 300 migrants feared dead in ship capsized off the coast. Says a UN official, as many as 300 migrants have died after a ship capsized off the coast of Yemen. David Gressley, the top United Nations official in Yemen, said as many as 300 Yemeni migrants may have died when their ship capsized, but gave no further details of the incident. An official in the area said a suspected migrant boat has sunk about 18 nautical miles off the coast of Al Mocha. The stretch of the coast is notorious for the smuggling of migrants from the Horn of Africa into Yemen. The sea journey from countries including Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, and Djibouti is part of a long-standing migration route to take people north through Yemen into the nearby rich Gulf states for work. Yemen has been mired in violence since a Saudi-led coalition intervened against the Houthis in 2015, with 80% of Yemen's population needing aid. The United States on Thursday called on the international community, especially regional countries, to fulfill their pledges to increase funding for humanitarian assistance to Yemen and warned that aid programs could otherwise be forced to close. And next we have freed U.S. journalist says he was tortured in Myanmar. An American journalist who was recently released after spending more than 3 months inside a notorious Myanmar prison. He said he was interrogated and tortured in custody along with many other detainees. Nathan Wang, the 44-year-old editor of Khmer Media, was detained on March 9th by the junta in a raid. He said, "I was punched and slapped several times. No matter what I said, they just beat me. They used both their hands to slap my eardrums many times. They punched my cheekbones on both sides. They punched my shoulders. I was not allowed to stand up. My legs were swollen. I could not move anymore." Mr. Wang, who was released and deported to U.S. on June 15th, he spent 2 weeks in a military-run interrogation center in Yangon. Speaking to the media outlet from Washington, D.C., Mr. Wang said he feared he would be killed by the soldiers in the detention and that his time at the facility was hell. The editor expressed concerns for his colleague Hantho Nyam, a Myanmar national at the Insayan prison where political detainees are kept. "We've been through the hell together, so we should be released together. I really want him to know that we are not forgetting him. He's not alone," he added. And another American journalist, Danny Fenster, is being held at the same prison after being detained as he was trying to leave the country, and that's according to the reports. But the 37-year-old managing editor of Frontier Myanmar has detained at the Yangon International Airport on May 25th when he was about to board a flight to Kuala Lumpur. Frontier Myanmar said in a statement on its website that Mr. Fenster was remanded to Insayan prison for 2 weeks following a brief hearing and is scheduled to appear again in court on July 1st. No reason was given for the filing of the charge against him, it said. But Myanmar's military and police often hold detainees in custody for extended periods in overcrowded and unhygienic interrogation centers and prisons. Those detained are frequently kept incommunicado, unable to contact relatives or legal counsel, the human rights group has noted. And next we have Mina Harris. A Phenomenal releases t-shirt. Yes, I wanted to bring this out. Give some black news. Here we go. Phenomenal releases t-shirt to celebrate the Crown Act. Phenomenal, the social impact business founded by lawyer Mina Harris, has partnered with Beffy's Beauty Supply, the beauty and fashion platform that's highlighting brands founded by women of color, is to release a limited edition t-shirt. The launch celebrates Crown Day, July 3rd, as declared by the Crown Coalition. a collaboration between Dove and organizations National Urban League, Color of Change, and Western Center of Law and Poverty. The group has worked to pass the Crown Act, which stands for Create a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair, a law that prohibits race-based hair discrimination in the workplace and schools because of hair texture or styles. It was introduced in California in January 2019 and is law in 13 states. Your hair is your crown. For centuries, Black communities around the world have created hairstyles that are uniquely their own. We're talking about from box braids to Bantu knots and Afro shape-ups. These iconic Black hairstyles nod to status and are symbols of feminine power. With this collaboration, we feature Black hair iconography representing royalty and encourage everyone to own their own crown. The t-shirt retailing for $110 will be available on phenomenalwomen.us and Nordstrom on July 3rd. Phenomenal has partnered with vegan hair care brand Sienna Naturals, owned by actress, writer, and producer Issa Rae and Hannah Dio, to launch a conversation series on the subject, and with production company Hayden 5 for a campaign video that's directed by J.J. Anderson. And last but not least, you know what it is, community news. On July 1st at 5:30 p.m. in Central Park, that's by Sheep Meadow between 66th and 68th, Women's Circle celebrate women in the park. So what's going on with this event? You're going to join them for a happy hour of conversations and activities for women who want to be seen, held, and heard without judgment. So you're going to bring your blanket, you're going to bring your picnic basket, and bring your friends. Women's Circle is a collaboration between Womanity and Your Coach in America. And in our circles, we host women who want to talk openly about their doubts, their dreams, their intentions. A circle is space for self-reflection and rest, free of judgment. Their gatherings are open and led by 2 experienced coaches who encourage the group to connect as a sisterhood and to share their wisdom and experiences. Women's circles are an opportunity to meet with others from all walks of life and share the wisdom of experience. They are here to guide your journey, to create a safe space, to remind us, all women, of our worth and work on our self-confidence. We engage in open dialogue for more clarity and awareness, and that's the information that was given to us by them. You can register on Eventbrite, and you can look again for Women's Circle in Central Park or www.womanityplay.com/women-circles. So look up Womanity Play. And that's again July 1st at 5:30 in Central Park between 66th and 68th. And I didn't want to leave the men out. I found a club. Unfortunately, I missed the deadline from yesterday, but they have this every month, and they also do other things. So we wanted to bring this information to you. Black Daddies Club. And this was brought together because at the age of 24, Brandon Hay, founder of the Black Daddies Club, discovered he was about to become a dad for the first time. Being raised by a single mother and without the presence of a consistent father figure, he was filled with anxiety and fear, which a lot of them are, unfortunately, about his own ability to be a great father that happens so often in our communities. Knowing of other men in his situation, he believed that a forum where they could share ideas, struggles, and victories seemed like it could be an effective network for support. Thus, in 2007, Hay founded BDC in response to the isolation he felt as a new Black father, as well as the lack of forums and spaces for Black men to discuss parenting issues and concerns facing the Black community as a whole. The main goals of the organization are to change the image of the absent Black father that is prevalent in the media and to assist young Black men to become better fathers. And so, in doing so, BDC aims to support Black children, families, and the larger community. BDC's mandate guiding principles are: 1 is to develop a continuous support system for Black men and fathers to share their challenges and or experiences. 2 is to work with the fathers and the community at large to address issues facing Black fathers, children, and families. Next is to work with the media to provide alternative images of Black fathers and assist in the creation of our own media that depicts Black fathers in a positive light. So please visit them. They have something on the last Sundays of the month. It's blackdaddiesclub.com. And the event is called Black Daddies Presents Sunday Dinners. So again, it's monthly online. The last Saturday is a gathering for Black men to connect and speak with each other, because this is not given often out here in our communities. So take advantage of it. My name is Kim Seabrook. You're watching Millennium TV 24. I thank you for taking a good look in the news today, and we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.